Hey, what's up guys, Shuckle King here, bringing you Week 7 for EWT versus Frosted. Now, you notice that I did not have a Week 6 Teambuilder or battle up here. Sohan did take the forfeit loss against me. Unfortunate, we were both busy, but Sohan decided that they felt like that they weren't having a chance to make playoffs, so they figured they would be giving me a win in this matchup. I normally don't like accepting like pity wins like that, but if so, and I try to contact Sohan to play more than once, so if they want to play, I can't force them to, so I will take that win, fortunately, so that'll put me at 4-2 this season, so it is putting me in a pretty good spot to make playoffs. If I can win 1 out of 2 games, I'd be in a pretty good spot. If I can win both games, I'll 100% be in, and that's obviously what I'm going to be trying to do. I am going up against Frosted, who is currently 3-2 right now, so no slouch for sure. She's definitely in the thick of the playoff race. If she can win 2 of her last 3 games, she's going to have a great chance to make playoffs as well. The loser of the game is looking a little bit harder to make playoffs, but honestly, we can both make it. And I am pretty nervous going into this matchup because I've never played Frosted, so I don't necessarily know her playstyle, but I know she does have a Mega Lopunny and Tornadus-T, so I know that playstyle is going to be annoying to deal with for sure. And she makes some great content over at her channel, so I'm going to put her link in the description below. Make sure you check her out, and make sure if you guys like my content to give me a subscription. I'll appreciate it. Here's Frost's team from most to least threatening. Her team consists of Tornadus-T, Mega Lopunny, Necrozma, Vaporeon, Stakataka, Whimsicott, Mudstill, Rotom, Incineroar, Dragalge, and Frostlass. Her only Z-move users are the Tornadus-T. So, Necrozma doesn't have Z-moves, makes it not as threatening. Stakataka doesn't have Z-moves, makes it not as threatening. So, I'm definitely okay with that, but not okay with facing this Tornadus-T. Man, it'd be great to have Tornadus-T like in a league. I just never really had an opportunity to, and probably never will after this generation, because it looks like Tornadus-T is not going to be in the games anymore. But Tornadus-T, flying coverage, I have 3 rock types, so you would think I'd be able to handle Tornadus-T at least okay, but Tornadus-T will probably have Iron Tail to just nuke my DNC unless if I have the Berry, and Archeops doesn't really want to take many hits in general, and Shuckle doesn't want to take on the Tornadus-T, especially with Taunt, and Tornadus-T also has Heat Wave for Pharaoh, which is annoying. Mega Lopunny is a great revenge killer with Fake Out in return, and outbeats everything on my team, so definitely annoying there. I guess I do have, like, Defensive Mew can kind of handle it. Outside of that, very annoying. Necrozma is bulky, and it can be defensive or offensive, so I have to watch out for all types of sets there. Vaporeon is a pretty bulky pivot. I don't have any electric types to handle the Vaporeon, and I do have Ferrothorn to take on Vaporeon, but if Vaporeon Scald Burns me, then Ferrothorn is pretty useless. So, Vaporeon is pretty passive, however, so hopefully I can take advantage of that. Stakataka doesn't have Z-move access, which is great, but still bulky, can go physically or especially defensive, honestly, and really strong under Trick Room still, so I definitely have to watch out for that. Whimsicott, not the strongest mon, but very annoying because of priority encores, which will annoy my Mew, Megalodios, and Manaphy, so it's going to be hard for me to try to set up until that Whimsicott is down. And I do kind of rely on Megalodios or Manaphy in general to try to sweep games. They're the 6 I honestly expect to bring. Like, Mudstill could come as a rocker, but I have a bunch of special attackers that could just demolish Mudstill. Rotom, kind of slow. Mew and Megalodios both add speed. I have a Drapion to pursue trap it, so I don't think Rotom really comes. Incineroar, I mean, Darks are good against my team because I do have Mew and Megalodios, but both can beat Incineroar, and Dugtrio, Archeops, Hariyama, Manaphy all take on Incineroar, so I don't really see that coming. Dragalge is slow, and I have 2 Psychics, so yeah, also have a Dugtrio. Frostlass, it's just not that strong. I'm not too worried, even though it does have Ice Ghost coverage, which is pretty good against my team. Like, Ferrothorn shuts it down, Drapion, Pursuit traps it, DNT takes it on, Darm can revenge kill it, Hariyama can take it on to Manaphy, so not worried about Frostlass really. So my game plan in this match is defensively handle her offensive combo of Mega Lopunny plus Tornadus-T, and then I should be able to break down the rest of the team. And the combination is Mega Lopunny and Torn isn't going to win her the game. She does need 6 mods to actually have a chance to win this game. And if I can handle everything else on her team, because everything else on the team I'm not super threatened by, then I should be in pretty decent shape. So I feel like obviously the first mon on my team that can handle both, defensively both handle the Torn-T and the Mega Lopunny, is Mussolini the Mew with Will-O-Wisp, Soft Boil, Earth Power, Taunt. I have enough defense to take on 2 Adamant returns after rocks from Mega Lopunny, and I can also have 2 modest Torn-T's Hurricanes. Not Life Orb, but I should be able to take 2 hits normally. I don't take a Z into regular, unfortunately, but I don't have a lot of things I can take on a Z Hurricane on my team anyway besides the DNC. So Will-O-Wisp obviously to burns the Mega Lopunny. She could bring Facade to combat that, which would be annoying, but at least I'll be wearing down the Mega Lopunny, and hopefully I can revenge kill it later on in the match if she is Facade. Soft Boiled to recover HP. Earth Power is to move a choice to hit things, because right now I wouldn't be able to hit Incineroar otherwise with the set that I have, so having ground coverage is good to hit those. I don't hit the Torn-T, but I do Will-O-Wisp and Taunt it, so Torn-T shouldn't be able to beat me 1v1. Unless I have Torn-T as Taunt, but I have other ways around. Tornadus as well. I went with Earth Power over Earthquake, even though Earth Power is a little bit weaker overall, just because Incineroar has Intimidate, Vaporeon could Scald Burn me, Stack Attack, its defense is a lot higher than its special defense. So all those reasons why I went with Earth Power. Taunt, so last move I could have went for Psychic on this, but to prevent, say, like a Necrozma for resting or Moonlighting on me from Vaporeon, from Wishing, there's different instances where I would prefer the opponent to attack me because I could take a lot of hits, really no problem in this game. So Mew, don't like bringing defensive Mew usually, but I feel like it makes a lot of sense in this matchup. Next Pokemon I have is Manaphy with Tail Glow Surf, Energy Ball, Ice Beam, so standard moves, maybe a little substandard EV spread here. So with this spread, I can kill max HP Necrozma after rocks with a +3 Surf. That was like my guideline I went to for just how much investment do I want in my special attack versus how much investment do I want in my defense. And even if I went, I'd have to go a ton of defense in order to take 2 Mega Lopunny hits to the point where I was like, it's not worth it. I'm going to just be strong. And the good thing about our team is, there's, very high variabilities in speed. Both at the high end, Whimsicott, Torn-T, Mega Lopunny are all pretty fast. So Manaphy's not going to outspeed them. And outside of Rotom, her team is Necrozma, which is base 78, and I don't think Necrozma's going to have a lot of speed because Necrozma doesn't really outspeed anything on my team because my speed is also in a weird spot because I have Diancie, which is base 50, and then I have Drapion at base 95. So it doesn't really make sense for Necrozma to run a lot of speed anyway. So I feel like I also don't need to run a lot of speed in this matchup for my Manaphy. I'd rather just have more bulk with leftovers. Energy Ball hits the Vaporeon, Ice Beam hits the Whimsicott plus the Dragalge, and everything for at least neutral, either stab or super effective damage, so that's pretty nice in this matchup. The next Pokemon I have is Mega Latios, again a standard moveset, but maybe weird EVs. So we got a Draco, Calm Mind, Recover, Psyshock. So I'm basically a defensive Mega Latios. Now I can take 2 Jolly returns for Mega Lopunny after rocks. I can't take 2 Adamant returns. It's a roll, but not a roll I would be willing to take necessarily. But if rocks aren't up, I should be able to take 2 Adamant returns. So that's pretty cool. Though Mew is going to be in that role of taking hits. Because I'm only base 80 HP and base 100 defense, and Mew is 100. So inherently Mew can take more physical hits anyway, especially because Mew also has leftovers, so that contributes to Mew taking on Mega Lopunny better than Mega Latios can. But with Calm Minds up, I should be able to take on at least one up. I could take on the Torn-T with really no problem, and should be able to kill after rocks with a +1 Draco Meteor. I kill a lot of things in the team with +1 Draco Meteor. I just have to just get up Calm Minds and get back up to +1 every time, which is annoying, but the output damage from Draco to Dragon Pulse is pretty significant. Because I am able to kill max defensive Mudstill after rocks at +1 Draco Meteor. And like I said, I don't want to Mudstill to Toxic me, if at all possible. So that's the Mega Latios. Threw a little bit of speed in there just for insurance. If anything wants to try to outspeed like a no-speed Mega Latios, which seems like a weird set, but that's what I brought this week anyway. So I got my 3 all-star hitters, basically. The last 3 are going to be making sure, again, that those all the mons except for Mega Lopunny or Tornadus don't have a chance to really shine in this matchup. And a mon in particular I didn't think was going to come is Dragalge, because Dragalge is pretty slow, and I do have dual Psychics that can revenge kill Dragalge, and Dugtrio revenges it pretty easily. So I felt like I would be able to get Toxic Spikes pretty well up in this matchup versus Frosted. And even if she did bring Dragalge, that end has Toxic Spikes, and then I have something that can absorb those. So I have my own Toxic Spikes. Poison Jab will kill the Whimsicott. Knockoff hits a lot of things on his team, and Earthquake does more damage to Stack Attack and Incineroar. I have Lumberry and a lot of speed to outspeed the Rotom, so if it's a max speed Rotom with Will-O-Wisp, I will be able to take 1, and I kill in return with Knockoff, unless if the Rotom is, I think, max HP and max defensive, or if it's max HP and has Colbur Berry, which in that case, I'm okay with trading my Drapion out for a Rotom, as long as I can Toxic Spice up. I will be winning that matchup, so I'm okay with that. And I have a lot of attack on this Drapion. I kill with Knockoff with max HP Rotom with my attack, and then put a little bit of rest into defense. So another reason I brought Drapion is because there is a chance of Necrozma being like a defensive Calm Mind setup set, and I should be able to really hinder that set with the combination of Taunt, Mew, plus Toxic Spikes, plus Knockoff Drapion, plus me being a Dark type. So if Necrozma doesn't have coverage for me, then she's out of luck. But I would expect Necrozma to have coverage for the Drapion. It makes a lot of sense. Next Pokemon I want to be able to Revenge Kill the Tornadus-T and Mega Lopunny. So honestly, a really easy answer this week is Choice Scarf Darmanitan. Flare Blitz hits a lot of the team pretty hard. Even with Scarf, I 2 a KO or OHKO a lot of things. Like I OHKO to Mega Lopunny and the Tornadus-T after rocks. I don't handle, say, like Incineroar if it's like defensive. Otherwise, I 2 a KO after rocks. Stack Attack, I don't do a ton to, but Earthquake and Superpower are moves that I could easily click. Vaporeon takes me on well. Can't do much about that besides U-turn out and go, say, into Mega Latios or Manaphy and set up. Dragalge, same situation, and I have Earthquake as well. Mudstill also takes me on pretty well, but again, I could U-turn and go right into Manaphy. So, and some of those mons I feel like aren't going to be coming anyway. So, Darm, pretty reliable choice there. And the last Pokemon I don't have rocks yet, and I definitely want rocks to wear down the Incineroar and wear down the Tornadus-T. And her removal isn't the greatest either. Like Rotom's alright, Whimsicott's alright, but Whimsicott also has to deal with Drapion being a Dark type. So she won't be able to get off a Defog unless Whimsicott is not Prankster. And Stack Attack is a rocker, which is okay, but I have a lot of things to exploit Stack Attack, like Taunt, Mew, Surf, Manaphy, Earthquake, Drapion, Earthquake, Darmanitan, and the last mon. 5 out of 6 deal with the Stack Attack. My Mega Latios really doesn't, but 5 out of 6 is pretty good. And Necrozma could be a rocker, which if she's a rocker, then I have a lot of... then Necrozma is definitely not as stunning as it could be. So, want to get rocks up and just want to have a pretty strong attack off and something to kind of handle the Tornadus-T. So I have Archeops, max attack, max speed, Stealth Rocks, Head Smash, Earth Power, Roost. So Earth Power kind of seems weird, but Head Smash, super strong. The only 2 things that could take it are Stack Attacker and the Mudstill. And I do kill the Stack Attacker with a combination of Head Smash plus Earth Power, because Stack Attacker's defense is a lot higher than the special defense. That's why I went with Earth Power. A Z Head Smash and the Earth Power will kill that set, unless it's like a special defensive Sakataka, and I'll bring it down pretty low. And I can hopefully get rocks up at the worst. If I say match against a Mudsdale, that'd be the only bad matchup turn 1. And I guess a Frostlass would also be bad because I'd be risking a speed tie. But I can go into Drapion or Darmanitan or Manaphy with really no issues against a Frostlass. So that's my team. Let's get right into the game. Alright, here we are for the game against Frosted. And as we can see by her team, she brings everything I expected except for the Incineroar. I didn't think it was going to come just because of all the things that could threaten revenge kill it. But otherwise, I basically predicted the team that I thought she would bring. Her only Stealth Rocker is Necrozma, which is good to note. So I feel pretty comfortable leading with Archeops, as I said from the beginning. I'm going to just try to get Stealth Rocks up or get a big hit off with a Z-Head Smash. Defoggers would be the Whimsicott or the Tornadus, so hopefully I can pressure those. And if either of them are Defoggers, then I know they're not offensive. So she leads with Whimsicott, and I'm pretty sure because I'm sent out first and I'm faster, so I'm going to just go for a Z-Head Smash. The worst thing she could do, as we can see, she doesn't have speed, but even if she Giga Drained me, I still kill with a Head Smash, even if I'm under 50%, unless if she's like max HP, max defensive, which is definitely a possibility, but I'm going to go straight for the Head Smash, getting as much damage off as possible, because there was really nothing on her team that wanted to take the hit. Everything either died or Vaporeon died to 2 rock hits. So she let the Whimsicott go down, which is probably a good play. It makes my setup a lot easier because I don't have to deal with priority encores. Brings in Vaporeon, and I want to get rocks up. Doesn't really care. I don't really care if the Archeops died at this point because I essentially trade one Pokemon for one of her Pokemon, and I have rocks up on the field. So I'm definitely okay with this exchange. She does knock me out with Scald, which is definitely to be expected. Archeops is definitely not going to be living that hit. But Vaporeon is pretty passive, so hopefully I could just set up Calm Minds right away on this Vaporeon. As we saw from the team when I against Kershaka, I'm like not afraid to just set up right away early on in the match, and I was able to win with Dragon Dance Mega Latios before. So now we'll see if I can sweep with Calm Mind Mega Latios just right now. If she has Toxic or Roar, it's going to be annoying, but she goes for the Baton Pass, which is good to know. So she has probably Wish, Baton Pass, and Scald, so we could find out what her 4th move is eventually. Maybe Protect, so that way she has nothing to hit this Mega Latios. So that's great. So I'm going to just stay in. It doesn't matter taking out a Fake Out in return because of how defensive I am. I will be able to take those pretty easily, and I can kill this Mega Lopunny. So I'll definitely take that exchange of being lower on my Mega Latios' health. But she goes for the Encore, which is definitely a fair play, and it's annoying for me, so I'm going to have to be forced to switch out. There's no point in me just trying to stay in and being cheeky. Even if she does Baton Pass here and gets initiative, that's fine. Because if I continuously Calm Mind, she could just switch out and then come back in if she Baton Passes out and then Encore me again in the Calm Mind. So that's not that beneficial. And I do have a pretty hard counter in my Mew. She goes for Return, and as we see here, it does not do a lot. So she did not EV train her Mega Lopunny correctly. So that's pretty unfortunate. And I didn't really catch that. I kind of caught that. I just figured she wasn't max attack, but she mentioned later on that she misgenned it, and I probably should have offered a restart at that point, but I was also crunched for time anyway. So I'm going to just go for the burn, and hopefully she's not a Facade Mega Lopunny, but I catch the Necrozma, which is great. If it's like a physical set with Earthquake, then I'm in great position, and I feel like I'm in great position to set up T-Spikes right now to annoy the Vaporeon, which is going to be annoying for my Darmanitan, but she makes a great play and goes for the Earth Power and does not kill my Drapion. If she's modest, it was like a 50-50 chance to kill, and I honestly forgot about a special potential for Necrozma in terms of Earth Power. I know it has Earthquake, but I didn't see that coming. But knowing that she's going to be afraid to switch out and lose a lot of health, I'm going to just set up the T-Spikes I mentioned before. This Tornadus could be Defog, but at worst I could just get a hit off on the on this Tornadus with a Poison Jab. I'd be okay with that, even if she's able to Defog, and I can get this Tornadus low, but she makes the right play and Heat Waves and knocks out my Drapion. But the good thing is she doesn't have rocks up, and I can bring in my Tornadus-T basically for free and go for a Flare Blitz. And I'm not worried about her switching into a Vaporeon, which was a pretty safe play, but I am able to get the poison on her. And I suspect that this Vaporeon's not going to have Heal Bell with a Scald, Wish, and Baton Pass. It could be Heal Bell, but that seems a little weird. I would imagine either Protect or Toxic or Roar in that last slot. So I don't want to stay in, even though I feel like she's not going to Scald at this point. So I'm going to switch out into one of my other sweepers in this matchup is Manaphy and see what she's going to go for. As she does go for the Wish, if I went for the Flare Blitz there, I might have had a chance to just knock her out after poison damage. But again, not worth the risk just because Tornadus-T's so important to kill the Tornadus and Mega Lopunny later on. So I'm going to make a prediction that she's going to go into the Necrozma. So I'm going to go right for the Surf, and she stays in, which not that big of a deal. I could still 2-hit KO later on in the match with my Choice Scarf Tornadus-T, and she brings me out into a Mega Latios, which is good to know. So she does... actually, I probably wouldn't be able to 2-hit KO at this point, even with the poison damage, but it would be close. But I know this Vaporeon can't do anything to my Mega Latios. At worst, I can go for the Calm Mind. As she roars me, she could bring me into Mew or my Manaphy, which is definitely fine. But she makes a good play and goes for the Baton Pass, which was really the only option that she had, because otherwise she can't touch me, and brings in the Mega Lopunny. Now I could predict the Encore here and go into Mew pretty easily, but in the off chance that she doesn't make that correct play, I am definitely okay with killing this Mega Lopunny. The Mega Lopunny and Tornadus-T are two big threats against me. So she does Encore me, again making a good play. But it doesn't matter. I can set up Calm Minds later with this Mega Latios, hopefully, especially because I know the Vaporeon can't do anything to me. And I am racking up, essentially, I racked up 25% plus Rocks damage. That's 30% of the health of this Mega Lopunny gone. And hopefully I can prevent the Vaporeon from Wish passing into this Lopunny later on in the game. So again, I can go into Mew. Pretty safe play. She can't do much to me, especially, unfortunately, because of her return not being as strong powered as it should be. That really blows on her part. And it does make a difference here because she has Power Up Punch. Now, I know I can live a hit pretty comfortably with this Mew, so I would be able to either 1v1 this Lopunny, or as we can see, we go for the Earth Power. If she had +1 return, she wouldn't have killed, but would have brought me down to a KO range. So we probably would have gone 1-for-1 at this point. So she would have sacked her Mega Lopunny, and I would have sacked my Mew. And I would have been okay with that matchup because I think the rest of my team can handle the Tornadus at this point. But she is not able to kill me, so she's going to just go for the Encore, which is a good play at this point to make sure I don't recover up my HP with Soft Boil. And it essentially gives her a free switch into Tornadus-T because I cannot do anything because I'm locked into Earth Power here. So good play by Frost there. Unfortunate circumstance again, but at worst it would have been a 1-for-1 trade. And I don't know how helpful my Mew is later on in this match in general, but you guys will be able to determine that. So again, I can't do much with Mew. So I'm going to be switching out and actually sacking off my Darm, because I feel like everything else in my team has more usefulness. But she goes for the Defog, which is great. I mean, she gets rid of her Rocks and Toxic Spikes, which helps the potentially helps out the Incineroar and the Necrozma. But I kept my Tornadus-T in for free. And predicting the Vaporeon to come in at this point, especially because Rocks aren't up, so there's not any chance for me to 2-hit KO with Flare Blitz. I want to just U-turn out and gain a lot of momentum here. So I'm going to go into my Mega Latios. Again, knowing the worst thing that could happen is that she roars, and she still loses 6% of her health between the HP recovery with leftovers and poison damage. So I'm okay with wasting a turn if she roars, because she is losing out eventually. And I have everything on my team can handle this Vaporeon at this point. So I'm going to go for the Calm Mind yet again, and she does Baton Pass. And we'll see what she goes into. Goes into Mr. Tinkles, the Incineroar. And it's unfortunate because I don't have Rocks up, which would basically guarantee me a kill. So I'm going to just try to get as much damage off as I can as possible with this Draco Meteor. Because max HP like max attack, it's a 50-50 chance to kill. And unfortunately, I gained that roll. But as I find out later, this is not a max HP Incineroar, so I was always going to kill with the Draco Meteor. So that's great for me. I'm able to take out the Incineroar. Even if she did live, she wasn't going to be doing too much damage to me because of my defense investment. I did predict her to go for the Z move here, but I figured it was in my best interest to just go for a Calm Mind as opposed to go for the recovery here, because if I could set up another Calm Mind, then this Super Size Drake, as you see here, is not going to be doing much at all. With all my HP that I have and a +1 special defense, it doesn't even do half, which is great. So I'm in pretty good shape to win this game, unless if she gets like a crit or a Hurricane Confusion, then I should be able to just finish this game off of Mega Latios and pad the stats a little bit. So I'm going to just go for the recovery here, and she gets a crit with the Hurricane and hits. So that's like a 3% chance there. So I will take that 3% chance, and it doesn't work out. But fortunately, I do have a healthy Manaphy, and she does miss the Hurricane there, which definitely helps me out a lot. I can get a Tail Glow up here, and at this point I should be able to knock out the Tornadus because it's a more offensive set, or essentially I'm pretty sure she's max special attack Timid, based on the damage that she was doing. So I know she's not that bulky because she's going to need a lot of speed to outspeed like the Doug Trio. So. And my base 10's like the Mega Latios, so I'm going to kill with Ice Beam on Tornadus. I know I can kill this Necrozma at +3 Surf unless she sees like Assault Vest, which she could be because I don't know what her item is this whole match, and she does actually live the hit. So I'm thinking she is like an Assault Vest of some sort, and she does decent damage to me at that point. So if like the Hurricane hit. This Necrozma would have taken me out, but again, I should be winning this game at this point with my Mew. Which again, it's unfortunate that the Mew is still alive at this point because of the Mega Lopunny shenanigans there with Return, but it is what it is there. A lot of things would have gone Frosted's way in order for her to win the game, even despite the unfortunate circumstances with the Return. So that's why I don't like getting Mega Lopunny on Wi-Fi. But unfortunate there with the Mega Lopunny, but I am able to win that game. So good game to Frosted. That was definitely a fun battle. Had to play that early in the morning to accommodate both our times, but that's fine. It's not always easiest to play with European players, so I'm more than willing to accommodate because there's some great players in this league. From Europe. So again, good game to Frosted. I'm up to 5-2. So I think right now second place on the draft league doc, but I do have a chance to still miss playoffs technically. As crazy as it sounds, there's up to 8 teams that could finish 5-3 or better and could have better differential than I did if I like lost to Auto 6-0 next week. I mean, I highly assume I'm going to be making playoffs even if I lose, but I do want to try to win out and hopefully get a top 2 seed and get a bye. If Meryl or 6 Foot Hacks lose a game, then I should have enough differential that I could sneak into the top 2. Would have been nice if I had one more differential if the Mega Latios didn't get crit, but it is what it is. Again, good game Frosted. Hopefully you can claw back your way in the playoffs. You are one of the teams that can finish 5-3, so definitely have the chance there. But until next time, later guys.